Do you know how to use these articles? Articles, indefinite articles. En français, nous avons un, une, des. Un, get the pronunciation correct also. Un, un. Then we have une, une. We have des. It's not des. It's des. Un, une, des. These are the indefinite articles in French. We have two types of articles in French. We have the definite articles, that is les articles définis, and les articles indéfinis. Si vous avez un niveau débutant de français, now this is your class. Easy French for you. Now, les articles indéfinis, we are going to use this one with some nouns in French. You're going to learn how to use them with nouns. And of course, I have some flashcards here with me. I'm going to use them so that you also learn some other vocabularies using these articles and nouns. Now, let's get down to it. How do we use un, une, and des? I'll start with un, of course. Going to start with un. Very fast, un. Of course, I know un is also a number, which means one. And of course, this one in English simply means a. All of them, un, une, and des. They simply mean a. But because French is very specific with the gender and number, that is why we have three of them. Okay? We also have another article which is they in English. In French, this one, we have four of them. Okay? We have le, we have la, we have L apostrophe, and then we have les. You're going to learn on how to use them in the next video. When do I use it? I will employ it before a noun that is masculine. Before a noun that is masculine. So I will write here avant un nom masculin. C'est toujours employé avant un nom masculin. The keyword here is masculine, and masculine nouns. In French, we have nouns that are masculine and nouns that are feminine. So all those nouns that are masculine, I will use un before them. For example, I'm going to give you examples with the flashcards that I have here so that you know the masculine nouns and the feminine nouns. For example, here we have chien. So we have chien. I would say un chien, un chien, un chien, un chien, un chien. A dog simply means a dog. Un chien, un chien. We have un chat, un chat. And of course, CH in French, ça c'est CH, nous donne le son sh. It gives us the sound sh. So we have un chat, un chien, un chat, un chat. That is a cat. Un chat. You can see chien is masculine, chat is also masculine. Most of the words, now you need to really note this one down. Most of the words in French that do not end with an E, most of them are usually masculine. I am not saying all of them, I am saying most of them. And of course, vice versa. Other words that do end with an E, most of the words that will end with an E are usually feminine, but not all of them. For example, we have an exception. Here, I will say un livre, un livre, un livre, un livre. Livre, c'est masculin, even if there is an E at the end. We still say it is masculine. So, un livre. Another word can also be un portable. Well, we do say un téléphone portable, but most of the time when we are talking orally, we'll just say un portable. So, un portable, a phone. It also ends with an E, but it is still masculine. These are some of the exceptions that we have. Of course, we do say wherever we have rules, there are exceptions. un chien, un chat, un livre, un portable. That is how we use it. This un simply means a. And of course, un is always one. It cannot be two. It's just one. Now, let's take a look at how we can use une. Hope you've noted that one. How we can use une. That is Roman 2, une. How do we use une? Now, because un was for masculine, une will be avant, before. Un nom féminin. Avant un nom féminin. Avant un nom féminin. Before a feminine noun. Okay? So, for example, we have une famille. Une famille. Une famille. Une famille. Okay? We also have une. For example, in a class setting, we can have une gomme. Une gomme. Une gomme. You can see they are ending with an e and it makes it feminine. Okay? So most of them that will end with an e, not all of them, but most of them will be feminine. That is why we'll say une. Okay? And by the way, the other one, we have homme. We have this word homme. This one simply means a man. It ends with an e, but we can't say un homme. No. An homme, a man, is masculine. So I will say un homme. This one is also part of the exception. Okay? Is also part of the exception. Une gomme. Now, we also have other words that do not end with an e, but they are still feminine. So, for example, we have une mer. Or I would say la mer for better explanation, because I cannot say a ocean. Okay? Can't say an ocean. A ocean. That one will really not make sense. So I can use, for example, which word do I have here that does not end with an e, but it is still feminine? Une forêt. Une forêt. We have une forêt. Okay, forêt is feminine, though it still does not end with an e. We also have une maison. Une maison. This one also does not end with an e, but it is still feminine. Forêt, forêt, that is a forest. Maison, that is a house. Gomme, araba, famille is a family. So you can see that. What am I talking about here? You just need to be knowing those nouns often in your head. Most of them, try to get flashcards or try to be knowing things that are surrounding you in French. All those are nouns, and then you'll be finding the gender. The more nouns you will know, and the more you rehearse with these ones, the more you'll know those nouns that are feminine and those nouns that are masculine. Okay, now that is all about une, avoir, no, feminine. Let's get down to day. 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 We now note day. That is Roman number 3. Day. When do I use? Avec les noms au pluriel. I will use with nouns au pluriel. Nouns that are in plural. Au pluriel. Par exemple, for example, it doesn't matter if the noun is feminine or the noun is masculine. I'm going to use it au pluriel. So I will say des hommes. Homme is masculine. I would say des chats. Okay. I would say des chiens, masculin. I would say des familles. Okay. I would also say des forêts, des forêts, des forêts. As you can see, all those, it does not matter. This is feminine, this is feminine, but it's still using des maisons. These are just nouns that are always ending with an s to show plural, but of course also not all nouns that end with an s It's just also chunky. French is kind of chunky. Not all nouns that end with an S are plural. For example, we have this one. We also have this one. They are not plural. Okay? This one means time, this one means country. They are not plural. It's actually singular, and this one I will say un pays. It's how it is. Un pays. Okay? It is singular. Des maisons, des forêts, des familles, des chiens, des chats, des hommes. That is how you read it. And that is how you use les articles indéfinis before a noun. Merci. Si vous voulez avoir les cours en privé, j'offre les cours en ligne, les cours de français. Contactez-moi. Mon numéro de téléphone est sur le bio. Contact me for French online private classes.